And now, a historic truce and peace deal between a major armed group in the Ituri province and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC's government. After nearly 20 years of operations, the Force de Résistance Patriotique de l'Ituri, FPRI, signed a peace agreement with the government, DRC's government, that is, on Friday, 28th of February. So we're asking this morning, what impact could this be to peace in Congo's Ituri province? I'll let you take it from there, Bridget.
Indeed, Jerry, the next step is the disarmament and regrouping of the former militiamen. The FPRI now intends to convert itself into a political party and has hopes for a democratic rise to power instead of resorting to arms. However, the armed men have some demands, in particular, a vote in parliament on amnesty for all crimes committed during their formation against the army and civilians, the recognition of their ranks, and the release of the leaders who were previously detained. Adopted by the Council of Ministers in Kinshasa last year, the signing of the agreement was initially planned for the end of November last year, but this did not materialize. The political actors present and the community leaders called on both parties to respect their commitments. The Deputy Prime Minister appealed to other armed groups to follow in the footsteps of the FPRI armed group. And we get more details from Patrice Citera, Africanews correspondent in DRC. Good morning. Good morning. So during a ceremony described as historic, the FPRI armed group signed the peace agreement with the government after 20 years of violence. So how was this accord received by the people? Well, the first reaction came from the FPRI leader, Mbadu Adbirudu, and he told the media that they are pledging peace, and that is why they decided to stop the attacks. As for the people, some headed to social media, of course sharing their views. Most say that this agreement will help put an end to the suffering of the people in those regions where the armed group was operating. Other people say that the militiamen have committed crimes and do not deserve the amnesty, among other benefits, that they will get from this agreement.
And Patrice, perhaps this is because it's indeed been 20 years that this group has been sowing terror in Ituri, and now we've got this agreement in place. How did we come to this agreement? What led to the brokering of this?
Well, Jerry, this agreement comes at a time when several armed groups are laying down their arms in the east, since, of course, the inauguration of President Felix Tshisekedi. Remember that the FPRI is a renegade rebel group that stemmed from former tribal militias that plunged into the Ituri province between 1998 and 2003. Some studies on the operations of this group say that the origins of the movement is a consequence of the discontent of some militiamen who were not accounted for in the demobilization and reintegration program called CONADA, which operated between 2005 and 2008. This brought thousands of young people from Ituri to reintegrate them into normal life after fighting in the ranks led by Thomas Lubanga and Mathieu Ngujolo. Both had just served their sentences at the ICC for crimes committed in Ituri. Some former rebels found were not willing to give up their revenues that they generated locally, including money that came from cross-border trade. Since 2017, there have been multiple attempts to sign the agreement, but each time the signing ceremonies failed. So this is bringing some hope of peace to the region. And to conclude, Patrice, as we've said, it's been 20 years of operations in the regions. Do we know what kind of record of abuses have been conducted? Not exactly, but some reports estimate that there are more than 100,000 internally displaced persons and others that have sought refuge in Uganda. Many people, including civilians and military, have died, and several houses have been burnt down since they started their operations in the Ituri province.
Et plusieurs maisons ont été brûlées.